Robin, issue 3, Joshua Williamson and Gleb Melnikov on the art. So Damien's trying to learn how to be friendly and party with youths.
Yeah. You gotta learn how to have friends. And Damien's like, I've had friends. And they're like, no, you kidnapped people and made them be your friend. And I just love that vibe out of Rose. Because we know he has a friend in John.
Yeah, there was no counter for John.
No, but when you think about it, yeah, like Aqualad was never his friend. He always treated Aqualad like his, inferior. Like, no, you work for me. And I started thinking, I was like, yeah, John really doesn't, or John, Damien doesn't have any friends outside of John. And maybe Alfred, but Alfred's gone.
He kind of surprises Rose,
say
though.
Way, he's not really friends with John anymore either. The way he says it, they grew up too fast. It's like, he can't relate to John the same way that he could before.
No, but I would still consider them friends based off of,
I think that's a case of he says this now when he's not around, but the second he's in a room with John, I suspect.
That's fair, but I think there is a fair thing to say that the difference now, like in their experiences, is pretty significant at this point in their lives that he's not sure that they are friends on the same level anymore.
Well, that's Damien's own insecurities, because if you were to ask John who his best friend is.
Well, yeah, obviously this is Damien's insecurities. It's the Robin book we're talking about.
Yeah, no, I know. But what I'm saying is, what book was it, Pete, where they went and grabbed lunch together, and it was them sitting on the rooftop?
Oh, I can't remember.
was it Robin Zero? Was it in that?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I don't think I've read this.
No. I don't remember. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. I remember it happening, but I don't remember what it was in.
Yeah, but it was almost like their last hurrah of like, we're going to go in two different directions, but we're always going to stay buds. If you ever need me, call me. So, but I did notice that too, Connor, where he said, they grew up too fast. And I also feel it was a subtle dig from Williamson at that, but through Damien's voice, it makes sense.
Yeah, and Damien, of course, actually surprises Rose when he impresses everyone very quickly by just doing a little trick with some throwing daggers. I thought
seen in Aliens.
Well, no, it's not, because I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be the bishop thing with a knife, but instead he just throws all the knives up in the air, puts his hand down, and they all land in between his fingers. So and the cocky bastard decides to wink when he does it as well.
Were they doing that game when he walked up? Because if you look at the dude's hands, it looks like they're moving quick. Okay. So then he decides just to one-up them.
Yeah, it's a variation on that, for sure. Yeah. It is definitely supposed to be still like that game. It's just Damien being like, I can do it better.
Slowly having a lot of love for Flatline, just because she's so awkward, and that when they get talking about Batman and how he beats up people, and
well, I mean, yeah, this is I think the main thing of the issue. All and of course the conversation with Connor Hawke is that basically as soon as he sort of starts to win the crowd over, all they start doing is all talking about their experience with Batman, and it becomes about Batman, and Damien's kind of overshadowed immediately. Well,
and I love though too. These are all arguments that I hear online about why Batman sucks that aren't my stuff, right? They're like, he's not helping. He just shows up and beats the piss out of people and then throws them into Arkham. And you're like, so this is what the villains feel that Batman's doing. But I love that when Flatline goes, oh yeah, Batman's beat up Lord Deathman numerous times. And just her whole, like, I don't know, there's an innocence to her, even though that she's probably a straight up murderer, right?
I mean, she's on this island. She definitely is.
She's on this island. But there's like a naivety, innocence that I love with her, that balances Damien so well. That I hope she sticks around long term. She's a fun new character.
Damien kind of can't take it, so he kind of slinks out the scene and goes for a little walk, and he runs into no one else but Connor Hawke, who is, as he's heard, is his biggest competition, and he starts to ask about, well, you're with the League, I've been with the League, I never saw you around, what's going on? And they end up actually kind of bonding, because they start comparing their fathers. They start comparing, because there's that full page spread where you see, Batman and Green Arrow kind of in the night sky, and it's just the bubbles going back and forth of so you ever grew up with them? Well, he actually, he knew I existed and he just ran away. Well, did your father die? Yeah, but he came back. Yeah, it's just this back and forth all the way down the page.
Connor Hawks of he knew about me, but he ran away. That I forget about that about Ollie, and about he knew Connor Hawk was there, but he didn't want anything to do with him. That's worse than anything Batman's ever done. And I say this as someone that's real negative about Bruce.
Ollie has often been kind of shitty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's not like a one-off thing. That's kind of like his shtick.
And as a hero, I prefer him to
Matt,
Bruce.
Mate.
He's more, I won't say realistic, but he goes through things that he does a lot of mistakes that everyday people do, right? They're very common things.
Yeah, I guess. I just, but again, I forget that how shitty he can be, Yeah. Because, but yeah, so I just liked all that, and they talk about the different, you have themed cars in a cave, and all that stuff. I do love that they really are more similar than we had thought at the outset, and that's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, they immediately kind of bond in a way where it's not like they're mortal enemies.
He's making a friend named Connor, weird. Maybe that'll work for you too, Pete.
Never. Damien should run right now. The best choice he has. So the guys in the league show up and are like, "Why are you socializing with him? He's your enemy." Yeah. And Damien's
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, and Damien recognizes this guy though. He's like, "Wait a minute, I remember you when I was little. You got kicked out of the league because you were shit."
Yeah.
Like,
I helped kick you out. That's how bad you were.
Yeah. So basically, they make Connor and start a fight, even though it's against the rules to fight at night. And sure enough, we get this 2-page layout of all the punches and kicks. I actually thought Connor Hawk was going to do the Bane backbreaker. Me too. The way he held up Damien, I thought he's going to break his back, and then he just threw him off the cliff. But still, was it cliff? It was not. But I was quite high.
And the one dude from the league is like, well, technically this doesn't break the rules because you're not dead, but you're going to be in a lot of pain.
And you only heal if you die. So
yeah, good luck.
Well, what's so cool about this is so you get this page where he's falling down. You get that nice big vertical panel with him going down. And then you get the actual, because that one's quite tranquil almost because it is kind of perfectly still. But then the next one has got all the speed lines, and it feels like he's getting faster as he goes down. But then there's like a blur and a whoosh, and it's like, wait, what caught him? And you sort of see the image of a bat against the moonlight, but it's kind of this, tease of like who actually did swoop in and save him, and it's kind of left as a mystery right here. And then the cliffhanger when he wakes up. Grandfather Raz has come to pay him a visit, but he's looking a bit different. He's got long hair. His beard's growing in a little bit. He's kind of hobo Raz.
Yeah,
I don't think the beard's actually that different. I think it's just if you change the hair, the beard's mostly the same as what we're used to seeing him with.
I suppose.
Which he's got his priorities right.
I don't know. The middle of the beard looks more filled out to me, but it's probably
it does. No, it looks longer than normal.
It's splitting hairs at that point.
Well, because usually he doesn't have a beard; it's just the goatee, right?
That was great. Yeah, it's usually a thin goatee with the.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I've
definitely seen him with the beard as well, though.
I don't remember, but also outside of that short stint in Hell's Outsiders, we haven't really seen Roz in Rebirth, right?
I mean, yeah, Outsiders was the main thing he was in, I guess.
Yeah. So he's legit been gone, and so this was a nice surprise. And just judging from, how he basically wanted Damien to use as his next vessel, and that's why he was created. This adds a whole new dynamic here. Is he going to train him in the way of the demon? What's going to happen? But yeah, fun cliffhanger here.
Yeah, solid issue. I don't think issues 2 or 3 have been as good as issue 1, but that's just because issue 1 was extremely surprisingly good. This is a really fun series that I look forward to reading because it is a very light, breezy read. It gives us a nice sort of check in with Damien. It's giving him a spotlight, and it's tying into the various aspects of his character. There's not as much of it this issue, but you still get a little bit of the ghost Alfred over his shoulder. I kind of dig how it's a close up, just like focus on his mouth and sort of more abstract looks at him like that rather than just showing Alfred.
It's a fun book.
Bit of atmosphere, I'd say.
Yeah, and I like how it's kind of just deconstructing Damien as this little shit character that we know him as, and I feel like through his experience here, on Lazarus Island. He's going to come out actually reborn, but not in the way that we think, right? And if I had to guess, Roz is there because of this massive Lazarus pit, and he's probably not happy about it.
That's why he's looking a bit rough, because he needs to
he needs a dip.
Rejuvenate again. Yes, he needs to.
What if he just enters? He's like, Damien, you're no longer representing the demon's head. I'm going to go in for you. And it's just old man Roz kicking the shit out of everybody. I actually want to see that.
I used to go take a skinny dip
in
the Lazarus pit. Matt, what are you giving Robin issue 3?
This is 8.5. Plus Melkioff. Gleb. Melnikov. There we go. Gleb's art.
I didn't even know what Matt was trying to say there.
Thank you. Connor got it.
Alright, so you give it 8.5. Connor, what are you giving it?
Probably just an 8.
Yeah, I think an 8's what I'm going to give it as well. It's a fun book. I enjoyed reading it. No regrets. There's no reservations with this one like there was with Justice League.
No regrets.